complete load of
Well, you can guess what that final word was. Robtel Pailey is herself from Liberia, works now as a researcher at the University of London School of Oriental and African Studies. She's with me. So is one of the world's great producers and concert promoters, Harvey Goldsmith. Robtel, you've got a problem with it as well. Why?
I think the song is unoriginal, redundant. I think it reinforces stereotypes. It paints the continent as unchanging and frozen in time. And then I think it also others Africa in many ways. If you look at the revised, quote-unquote, revised lyrics, there are references to they versus us or them versus us. And I think that's incredibly patronizing and problematic. So that's why I object to the lyrics of the song. And the fact of the matter is, do they know it's Christmas? If you're referencing Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone, the three countries that have been most affected by Ebola, vast majority of the population in Sierra Leone is Muslim. Vast majority of population in Guinea is Muslim. So to ask us whether or not we know it's Christmas, yes, we know it's Christmas, but all of us celebrate Christmas.
But in a way, couldn't you argue that the song has been written not for people in West Africa, but for people here, for people who might actually, as a result of it, put their hands in their pockets, raise a lot of money, and it's going to help a lot of people. And if you're a mother with a child who needed help,
by reinforcing stereotypes about the continent of Africa, it becomes a political issue. It's not just about charity. To be quite honest with you, there are a lot of African artists, Amadou and Mariam, who've produced Africa Fight Ebola. There are artists in Liberia, D12 and Cuzzy, who've produced Ebola in Town. There are African artists who've already produced songs that are particularly referencing the Ebola outbreak now, not some old relic that was produced in 1984.
Harvey.
Does that mean we have to sit back and do nothing? I mean, if you saw the Panorama programme last night, which was really heart-rendering, to watch that and see those scenes, and you're expecting us to sit back and do nothing. We, when we did Live 8, put Africa on the agenda for the G8 to discuss, to forgive the debt, to help, as a result of which many of the African countries are doing extremely well. And we are not there to decry the African countries or the African people. We're there to help. It's the 30th anniversary of Band-Aid. We're originally going to produce and reproduce Do You Know It's Christmas for Band-Aid, but when the Ebola thing became so apparent and Ban Ki-moon's cry out to the artistic community to do something, we decided to divert our attention particularly to Ebola. And I think it's disingenuous for people to turn around and say that we shouldn't do anything. We'll just sit back and watch it all happen. We'll wait for all those countries that pledged aid and refused to give it so far. We're going to just sit back and watch Ebola.
Why not support local artists who have already produced a song? Why reinvent the wheel for grandstanding?
If you want
That's
to support,
precisely what's going on.
We're not stopping any artist doing anything or anybody doing anything.
The song is insulting, and I think it needs to be rethought and completely redone, and or support local artists.
The song is not insulting.
It
We're
is
out
insulting.
there to help.
If Africans are saying that the song is insulting, and you go back and you actually produce a song.
What is it? I haven't got very long, I'm afraid. What is insulting? Give me a line or two from the song that is insulting.
There's death in every tear are the clanging chimes of doom, death, doom, and destruction. That is a trope that is often attributed to... It may be a trope, but it's not insulting, is it? It is insulting. If I say it's insulting as a Liberian citizen, when I read this, I find these lyrics to be incredibly troubling.
But on that basis, you could find anything insulting, couldn't you? And we'd just have to say, well, OK, fair enough. And then, as Harvey says, maybe do nothing or do what you want to do, which might not raise as much money.
But that's to be that could be ejected. The fact of the matter is, Amadou and Mariam's Africa Stop Ebola has been raising money. The D12 and Cuzzy song in Liberia has been producing money.
We'll step back and we'll just watch it all happen.
Well, or you can put your hang on just a second.
Africa is problematic.
Just a sec, Robtel. Is there not a halfway house here, Harvey, and that is that you could put the huge weight and influence that you people have behind the sort of thing that Robtel is talking about, behind an African song sung by an African person?
Well, if we were aware of the song, maybe we would. Maybe we would help.
List of 5 songs that have been produced in the past 9 months.
But then we're not aware of them.
Well, then you should have been aware. You should have done your research.
Hang on, let him finish.
Another Band-Aid song.
Okay, so we shouldn't do anything. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous.
The song is absolutely ridiculous.
And the reference of the tear is the fact that because Ebola is transmitted physically by the bodily fluids of people touching it, that's what part of the problem is. And that's
but not everybody who has Ebola dies. There are some people who have survived.
Harvey, Robtel, thank you both very much.
Our editors Terry O'Neill and Laura Cooper from us all. Good morning.